Welcome to issue 9 of the Bansko Buzz Newsletter audio version. This week we're talking about the Pirin Ultra. Pirin Peaks and Perseverance. Bansko hosts runners from 39 countries in the Pirin Ultra. There's people setting off on the starting line here running in one of the races. This weekend, over 1,100 participants from 39 countries have been taking part in the Pirin Ultra. This involved running over rocky terrain and, apparently, dodging mountain goats while navigating through the Pirin Mountains. Kind of interesting. There were 4 different events: the 25 kilometre, 38 kilometre, 66 kilometre and 160 kilometre. The longest would take around 27 hours and 21 minutes to complete by the person in first place. I mean, that's a long time, right? That's literally over a day running. You obviously wonder if you've got to sleep, right? Who knows? It's a mind-blowing amount of running, endurance and preparation that you've got to actually put in for that, because that's a lot of run. 160 kilometres, that's a long way. First place was awarded to Dimitar, with second place coming in 3 hours later. And all of the top 3 finishers of the 160 kilometre were Bulgarian. A few residents and visitors took part in the 25 kilometre yesterday, which was Saturday, finishing in around 3 to 4 hours. So congrats to you guys that took part in that. There were probably about 7 or 8 people, I think, that I saw. I heard a few of you had a fall or two, so I hope you're having a nice relaxing few days, deep soaking in a local mineral spa bath, or getting a good deep tissue massage. If you want to read more about the Pirin Ultra, what happened, and look at some photos, there's 2 links here where you can go and have a look at that stuff. Inside the Bansko notice board group, there were 76 new posts this week, 316 comments and 1,302 reactions. Here is a summary of the different posts that I believe are most popular or most interesting to people that might not have had time to see them. What Bansko looked like in 1957. Emil shared a photo of what Bansko looked like in 1957. It was quite an interesting photo, actually, especially to see the Pirin Mountains in the background. So click or tap on that link to go and have a look at that. Vino and Banski Samun, the bakery, are working together this week. Dayan from Vino posted about the 2 companies working together to bring a great experience to customers. It's great to see small local businesses working together, and we'll always try to promote the smaller businesses on the notice board and also in the Bansko Buzz. When sheep wander into your garden, sometimes we often forget how rural Bansko is, being a village in the mountains. I mean, it's got a population of 10,000-ish, but still, it's still a kind of a small town, right? John shared a few photos of what it looked like when he left his gate open, and the sheep just came in to have a bit of a graze. So if you want to go and have a look at those photos, click or tap on that link. Watching FC Bansko. When you're in town, it makes sense to support the local team, right? Michael posted that he wanted to go and watch the local team, and he invited people to join him. I think a handful of people went, and then in the end, they won 2-1. So that was nice. If you're wondering where the stadium or the place where FC Bansko play in Bansko, if you know where the town park is, the only technical park in town, down near the square, then it's just above that. So on the top bit, where currently the market, on the Sunday market, where they've got all the bric-a-brac and knickknacks and stuff, and the swords and all the other stuff that they're selling, the rugs and carpets and stuff, it's literally just near to there where the stadium is there. Big Dog's being aggressive on a cycle ride. Ken shared some information about how he came across some aggressive dogs when he was out cycling locally. Unfortunately, it does seem that where he was, they are owned shepherd dogs, and they tend to be fairly aggressive to runners and people on bikes, is what it is. Unfortunately, there's probably just not much to do. You can complain, but it seems as though not much is to be done. But go and read that link if you want to learn more. Local news from Bansko. Banskalians win medals at gymnastics tournament in Romania. Individuals part of Bansko's gymnastic club took part in the international gymnastics tournament in Romania. Collectively, they won 1 gold and 3 silver medals, which means they're now considered the top gymnasts in Bulgaria for their age categories. That's quite good. It's good for Bansko to have those people taking part in those competitions. Quite a lot lately, actually, over the last year, in different types of competitions. That's good. Local kukri group cooks up a storm in Bansko. So local kukri group, the Bone Swamp, got together with other Banskalians to celebrate traditions and good food. If you see or you hear the processions down at the courts up from Grosh Supermarket, then you know that it's that group that's involved in that. So if you've seen them practicing, I think it's Monday nights or Tuesday night, I can't remember. Usually it's like every week or every 2 weeks they do some practicing. And obviously they generally do the main processions that are in town around New Year, Independence Day and other times throughout the year. All tunnels on the Struma Highway are being repaired or improved. So if you've been on the road, whether it's, don't matter what vehicle is, whether it's a car, a van or a bus, and you've travelled from Sofia or Blagovgrad to Bansko, then you would have been on the Struma Highway. So that's the main motorway that goes from Simitli right through to Sofia. So what they're doing is they're repainting and they're installing lights in all of the tunnels to make it a little bit safer. It's going to take a number of weeks and months from now to complete. So, I expect an extra 10 minutes on your journey because they're taking people from one side and then putting them over, redirecting through the tunnel on the opposite side. Everything's corned off. Everything's got a lot of lighting, warnings, speed restrictions, etc. But they're closing one side of the tunnel, repainting, sorting the lights out, and then they're switching it over. So obviously the speed's going to be slowed down, and obviously you're going on the opposite side of the road, depending on which direction you're going. So that is why it's going to add just a little 10-15 minutes onto your journey, potentially. Worker allegedly beaten by boss at Bansko tavern. So on his birthday, this Vassal guy was allegedly beaten by his boss after having a celebratory drink after shift. Nova News, big news organisation, reported that the incident took place at Vivoides Tavern. That's just up the street from 5M on Pirin Street, where he worked as a cook. If you want to read about it, then you can click or tap on this link. You will need a translation plugin or browser because it is written in Cyrillic. However, the owner of that tavern did share a slightly different version of events with a local Bansko news outlet. So if you want to read both sides, you can click or tap on the first one and then go and see about the second one. You will need a plugin or a browser to translate the text there if you don't read Cyrillic. Bansko non-profits. Bansko Buzz likes to support the non-profits in Bansko. There's 3 main charities that we recognise and want to promote and want to help them. Mountain Rescue. So they're made up mostly of volunteers. They're on call 24/7 and they will hike to wherever you are in the mountain at whatever time of day and whatever the conditions are, they'll be out there to help you. Bansko Street Dogs, they help local street dogs in Bansko and surrounding towns with emergency care, neutering, flea and tick treatment, and they put up feeding stations to keep the streeties fed, as well as getting kennels for any new pups and taking care of any disease testing for those. Sunflower, they continuously support the 4 safety homes in Bansko, the dementia home in Mesta, and a centre for people with special needs. If you have any extra leather, pounds, sterling, or dollars or euros, then feel free to click or tap on these links and give them a donation, please. Events coming up next week. The Autumn Rock Festival is coming to town. So on Sunday the 29th of September at 6 p.m. This is in Razlog, not Bansko, but it's a short drive to that town. Is the first Autumn Rock Festival that will take place. Those playing include Sweet Poison from Vratsa. There'll be singing and playing rock and pop. Alex and Mila from Sofia, they're an acoustic duo. And then Kalo Mileo from Razlog, and they're doing punk in Spanish. That's fairly interesting. Entrance is free, and it'll take place on the main stage in front of the community centre in Razlog. If you want more information, there's a link here that you can click or tap on. That'd be interesting to go to. Lots of events, usually we'll keep them in Bansko, but if there's an event that people will be interested in that's in a town close by or a village close by, then I'm going to be including it in Bansko Buzz because it makes sense. There might be a handful of people that want to go to that. Spirit and Matter exhibition continues. An exhibition of watercolours and icons by Rosanna and Dimitar is being showcased in Bansko. This is going to continue on Monday and Tuesday, the 23rd and 24th, from 9 a.m. until 6 p.m, and that's at the Tourist Information Centre in Bansko. The Tourist Information Centre in Bansko is near the Big Tree, which is just next door to the Holy Trinity Church. As a reminder, this is going to be the final exhibition of the summer 2024 programme in Bansko that is organised by the municipality. So that's going to come to an end. Screening of the documentary I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that name, apologies. A week tomorrow, Monday the 30th of September at 6 p.m. at the Tourist Information Centre in Bansko, there's going to be a screening of this documentary. The film actually tells a story about the life and the tragic fate of one of the greatest Bulgarian poets, this person. Entrance is free, but I haven't been able to confirm whether there's going to be English subtitles. So if you don't understand Bulgarian, there might be a potential that you might not actually be able to understand what is being said because it doesn't seem as though they will have subtitles in English. If they do, and I get it by next week, then I will let you know. But I'm thinking that they might not if they're taking a while to get back to me. If you want more info, the event link is here. The Wings of Good motorcycle ride. So that's a misspelling. It's not Razlog, it's Razlog. So the municipality of Razlog is organising a charity motorcycle ride to raise funds for children with special needs. It's taking place on Saturday the 5th of October around 12 noon and includes a festival of food, music and local produce. The local produce, I'm expecting it's probably going to be local people from farms, etc., bioproducts, organic stuff, so it'd be worth going, especially for some of the local businesses as well that'll be putting on food, prepared food that you can buy as well, so got a nice bit of music, so a good cause for children with special needs. Definitely worth something to think about going to. If you want more information, you can click or tap on this link. If you want to include an event in next week's Bansko Buzz, then complete the form here. You can click or tap on it by 6 p.m. on Friday, just so I've got everything together to go. The weather forecast this week for Bansko, it's still staying fairly warm during the daytime. It looks as though towards the end of the week that it's getting quite cool at night time, right? I mean, it is actually dropping in the daytime, so to be expected. It's usually that it's changeable around this time of year just because it's changing seasons and it's, coming to the end of summer and everything's just, all the different fronts are clashing with each other and whatnot. So it's potential thunderstorms with spots of sunshine. So there could be sunny weather. Looks like it is getting cooler in the daytime and night as we say goodbye to September. The best way to get an close to accurate forecast for Bansko is go to Meteor Blue website here or download the app to your phone and it will give you an accurate forecast. Before you go, over the past week, it's been good to catch up with people in Bansko, whether that was at the quiz on Monday, the Avalon for curry on Wednesday, or over the weekend. I bumped into a lot of different people this week and it was good to have conversations with different people. And I did appreciate there were a good few people that said they liked the buzz, they liked the content of it, the style. Me personally, I enjoy putting it together for everyone. I put myself in your shoes, like what would you like to see, read, what's important for people that are both living in Bansko, travelling to Bansko, maybe have a second home here, etc. Maybe you're a nomad coming for a few months at a time. So it's from my point of view, it's been good to get that feedback. And if you have actually got any feedback, then feel free to reply to any of the newsletter emails that come out and tell me how things are. There we go. That is issue 9 of the Bansko Buzz Newsletter audio version. If you're not signed up for Bansko Buzz, which is a weekly newsletter that hits your inbox by 9 p.m. Bansko time on a Sunday, then head to www.banskobuzz.com to sign up.